Have you ever wondered why you're drawn to certain career paths or hobbies, even if they don't seem to make perfect sense? What if I told you the answer isn't in your present at all, but buried deep in your childhood? Remember that impossible dream you once had, to be an astronaut, a princess, a singer, or a superhero? You might think you outgrew it, but what if that dream never really left you? What if it's still quietly shaping who you choose to love, what you pursue, and even what you're most afraid of losing? Today, we're diving into the hidden power of your earliest dreams. And by the end of this video, you may never look at your past the same way again. Because here's the truth. Your childhood dreams were never random. They were emotional blueprints, tiny compasses pointing toward who you wanted to become long before you understood the world's rules. Maybe you wanted to be an astronaut not because you were obsessed with space, but because you craved expansion, freedom, and the thrill of breaking limits. Maybe you wanted to be a princess not for the crown, but because deep down you longed for safety, gentleness, and being cherished. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Even if your adult life looks nothing like those fantasies, the emotional need inside them stayed with you. You've been chasing the feeling of the dream, not the dream itself, ever since. Think about that for a moment. Why do certain people attract you instantly? Why do some environments feel like home and others make you shrink? It's not coincidence. It's resonance, a quiet echo of who you once imagined you'd be. If your childhood dream represented freedom, you're likely drawn to partners who make you feel alive and unrestrained. If it represented being seen, you may find yourself choosing careers or relationships that put you in the spotlight, or that validate your worth. And if your dream was rooted in adventure, you might feel restless in routines, constantly searching for something more. The dream may have changed its costume, but the script inside you is still the same. But here's the twist. Your fears are shaped by those dreams too. If you once imagined yourself as powerful and unstoppable, your biggest fear today might be feeling helpless. If you dreamed of being adored, rejection might hit you harder than anything else. And if your fantasy was to be the hero, failure may feel unbearable. Childhood dreams cast long shadows, and whether you realize it or not, you've been walking inside them your entire life. And it doesn't stop there. Those early dreams influence your relationships in ways you might have never connected. If your dream was about saving the world, you may fall into relationships where you feel responsible for rescuing someone. If your dream was about being chosen, you might tolerate partners who make you prove your worth again and again. And if you dreamed of magical connection, you may still search for a love that feels bigger than life, the fairy tale you once believed in. Some people call it a type. Others call it intuition. But at the deepest level, it's your childhood speaking through your adult decisions. The question is, are you listening? Instead of dismissing your early fantasies as childish or unrealistic, it's time to look at them differently. Ask yourself, what did that dream symbolize? What emotion was I trying to experience? Freedom, love, purpose, recognition, safety, adventure? And where does that desire still show up in my life today? Because once you understand the emotional truth behind your childhood dream, you unlock something powerful. You stop chasing the fantasy, and you start fulfilling the need. Your choices become clearer. Your relationships become healthier. And your life begins to feel more aligned, more intentional, more yours. So take a moment and ask yourself, what was your childhood dream? And what if it's been guiding you this entire time, whispering the truth about who you are and who you're meant to become? The answer might just change the way you see your past, and maybe even your future.